Hey there, you know that classic writing assignment comparing and contrasting two things? Well, today we are going to totally demystify it. We're breaking down exactly how to write about similarities and differences, and trust me, it's way easier than you think. Let's jump right in.
So, I want to start with a big promise. Writing an effective paragraph about similarities and another one about differences, it's actually easy. Seriously, forget all those complicated rules you've probably heard before. We're going to make this super simple, super clear, and super fast. All right, let's do this. Here's our entire game plan. And look, it's just 2 simple steps. That's it. First, we sort our info. Second, we write the paragraphs. Everything we do today fits right into these 2 steps. See? I told you this was going to be simple.
Okay, first up, step 1, sort your data. And listen, this right here, this is honestly the most important part of the whole thing. Get this step right, and I promise the actual writing becomes a piece of cake. It's like the secret to avoiding that dreaded writer's block.
So a lot of the time, you're going to start with something that looks like this. Just a big jumble of information, right? Here we're looking at community colleges versus 4-year universities. We've got stuff about tuition, degrees, average student age, who can get in. It's all just kind of thrown together.
So the big question is, how do you turn that messy list into something that actually makes sense? How do you create a clear, organized piece of writing out of all this?
Well, the answer is actually really simple. We just organize it. Think of it like this. We're going to take every single one of those facts and drop it into one of 2 buckets. Over on the left, we've got our similarities bucket, all the stuff these schools have in common, like, hey, you need a high school degree for both. Then on the right, we've got the differences bucket, things like the cost and the kinds of degrees they offer. You get the idea.
And just like that, the hardest part is already over. Seriously, now that our data is all sorted out, we can move on to the fun part. Step 2, writing the paragraphs. Since everything's organized, all we have to do now is turn those points into actual sentences.
So let's start with the similarities. We're going to use a method called block organization, but don't worry about the fancy term. All it means is we're going to write one whole paragraph all about the similarities first. We'll use up all our points from that similarities bucket before we even touch the differences. It just keeps things super neat and easy for your reader to follow.
Now, to make sure our writing sounds smooth and not all choppy, we're going to use some helpful little words. Think of them as signposts for your reader. They basically shout, hey, I'm talking about something that's the same here. Words like similarly, likewise, or both are your best friends for this job.
All right, every awesome paragraph needs a leader, right? Well, that's the topic sentence. It's always the first sentence, and its one and only job is to tell the reader what the rest of the paragraph is going to be about. For this one, our main idea is super straightforward. These 2 types of colleges have some stuff in common.
Okay, let's actually build this thing together. We start with that topic sentence. 2-year community colleges and 4-year universities share some key similarities. Boom, that sets the stage. Now we just grab our details from that similarities list we made. We can add, first, both types of institutions require a high school degree for admission. Then, using one of our signal words, we can say, similarly, students at either type of school can earn a degree that may lead to an entry-level job. See how easy that was? We've just turned a bulleted list into a real paragraph.
Perfect. 1 paragraph down, 1 to go. Now let's do the exact same thing for the differences.
And just like before, we have another set of awesome signpost words. But these ones do the opposite job. They tell your reader, okay, get ready, we're shifting gears and talking about differences now. Words like however, in contrast, or while are absolutely perfect for this.
So let's build paragraph number 2. Again, we start with a topic sentence that clearly signals the switch, something like, however, there are several significant differences between the 2. Perfect. Now we pull from our differences list. For instance, the average tuition at a community college is about $3,000, while a 4-year school averages $8,000. Then we add, in addition, community colleges typically offer associate's degrees, whereas 4-year universities provide bachelor's and graduate degrees. You see the pattern, right? It's the exact same formula. Topic sentence, then plug in the details.
And that's basically it. We're done. So let's wrap this up with the big takeaway here.
Here's the most important thing to remember. That little bit of work you do up front, just sorting your information, is what turns a confusing mess of facts into 2 perfectly clear and organized paragraphs. Look at them side by side. On the left, our similarities paragraph. On the right, our differences. It's clean, it's logical, and anyone can understand it.
So, if you remember anything, remember this simple 2-step process. 1. Sort your facts into same and different.
2. Build a paragraph for each one, always starting with a clear topic sentence. That's the whole secret.
And the best part is, this method works for literally anything. Comparing two books, two historical events, two different scientific theories, you name it. So now that you've got the roadmap, the only question left is, what are you going to compare and contrast next?